What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to the ET Show. Ooh, almost fell there. And in today's video, YouTube, I am just going to be taking out my hair. Okay, as y'all see, my hair has been in these little braids. I got this in the ponytail right now because I'm trying to consolidate it so I can take out piece by piece by piece. So I'll be taking out my hair, and I'll also be watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the anime, if you're familiar with it. So YouTube, 2 days ago, I went in for my first MRI. Hence the reason I have this thing right here on my wrist. And whoa, mind your business. No, don't try to steal all my information. Don't pause that video just a second ago, and get all my information from my medical band and things like that. But I got my MRI, or I got a MRI 2 days ago, and I want to explain that. I want to tell you all the experience that I had receiving and getting an MRI. It was a little cray-cray and scary at the same time, and nerve-wracking, I should say. But yeah, so join me. We're gonna take my hair out and talk about my MRI experience. So y'all, I'm gonna start off with this piece right here. So 2 days ago, I got an MRI on this wrist. I am a gymnastics coach. Well, used to be a gymnastics coach, but I'm a tumbling coach, and I teach kids how to flip. So, you know, I know how to flip myself, and I tend to do that. But it wasn't flipping. I was actually doing this trampoline thingamajiggy. Y'all know. Y'all seen my jump time videos and stuff like that where I bounce on the trampoline. And we always tell the kids, never reach back like this, because when you reach back like this, it hyperextends your wrist and you could possibly fracture it, injure it, whatevs. And, you know, do as I say, not as I do kind of deal happened. So I, being a dummy, I reached back and hurt myself. And that happened December 28th of last year. And I've been in pain for, you know, going on 6 months about it. 6 months about it. But 6 months. And I wanted to figure out if I would ever get better, because I'm not able to do handstands and be upside down like I want to. And that's me. I love being upside down. I love doing crazy, you know, just challenges with my body and stuff. So, long story short, got scheduled for an MRI. Y'all, yesterday, woke up early, ready for this MRI, you know, excited. Then I was driving down the road to this MRI, you know, using GPS, because I don't know how to get to places anymore without maps. And don't judge me, okay? Everybody does that. So I get to Novant Hospital, okay? Everything seemed great. I walk up in there with a big old book bag, my switch in hand, and these nice men ask me, "Hi, how can I help you?" And I go, I'm looking to get an MRI. This is my first time. I'm a little nervous, and I'm excited. And he was like, all right, well, we're just gonna have you go right on here. Look how much hair just came out of that first one. Okay. And you just have to answer some questions right here, and just wait. Fill this out, answer this, and somebody will be right with you. So, again, look at all this hair out of the first one. That's just the first one. I haven't even got to any of the other ones. Okay. Next. So I fill out their questionnaire on this clipboard, and it's, you know, just a bunch of random questions about how much metal and stuff that I have in my body, if I've ever been hit with a piece of metal, and hearsay, you know, doesn't apply to me. But fill out the clipboard and everything, and I'm starting to indulge myself in playing Switch, you know, against a level 9 computer, playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. If anybody knows what that game is, comment down below. 1v1 me. And what do you know? These double doors open, and there's a lady. I'm not gonna spell her name, but I do remember her name. She says, "Hi, I'm blank blank, and I'll be taking you to an X-ray first, and then we're gonna do the MRI." And so I was good until I saw that lady's face. When I saw that lady's face, that's when the nerves started just creeping in. Because the reason why is because when I was scheduling the MRI, the nurse that was asking me all these questions was like, "So, are you claustrophobic? Tight spaces, blah, blah, blah." And instantly I got nervous. I'm not claustrophobic as much, but thinking and knowing that I am in a tight space, knowing that I like to just move at any time, like, and be wild and rambunctious, just knowing that I wouldn't be able to do that automatically gives me anxiety. So that's the whole reason why it just started throwing me off a little bit, So I follow the nurse into the room where I'm about to be getting x-rayed. And I need to get x-rayed so that they can go in and put the ink that will show up on an MRI into my hand. I get to the room. I meet the doctor that will be injecting me with the dye. I forget what it's called. There was a proper name for it, but again, I'm nervous, so I'm forgetting about everything besides the life that is about to be put upon or put inside of this tube. Okay, I'm gonna backtrack. So, again, I meet the doctor, and they're explaining the procedure, and I'm still letting them know that I'm nervous about this procedure. I'm watching the table that they're about to put me on. They explain everything very thoroughly. They tell me how they're gonna numb it, how long things are gonna take usually, and just the precautions and what I need to be doing in order to keep them safe and myself safe. Second one done, and this much hair that's coming out of it. Not that much this time, if y'all saw that. So they tell me, well, not they, but the nurse, she tells me to come, leave all of my electronics or anything metal. I told them that I had zippers in my sweatpants, and they explained to me that wouldn't be that big of a deal. It's nothing big. But they tell me to come sit on this table, and it's an x-ray table. I didn't know it at the time, but so I'm laying down like this, and there's this big old thing right here that's over top. It's just like a big old thing, and it's like over top of my body, and you can move it around like this and this and this, like, so it's just like this right here, and you can like pull it this way and that way, and I'm just like this. They say, we're gonna put a towel under your hand, and we just need it to elevate just like this. Little did I know that was the x-ray. The nurse and the doctor, they go and they put on these, I can't even tell y'all what it is, but I'm pretty sure it's like an x-ray repellent to protect them from getting the x-ray rays shot and shoots into their bodies. But I had to receive every single last x-ray shot up in my body, and I felt it. It really didn't feel like anything big, but you can definitely feel the presence of something that is like, it's just not normal, if that makes sense. So I'm laying down. See, y'all got me. Look, I'm supposed to be pulling my hair out, and y'all got me into this story too much. So I'm laying down right here, got my hand a little bit elevated on a small little white towel. It's really a tablecloth, like a washcloth, but they called it a towel. I'm gonna let them have that one. And so I'm elevating. The doctor comes in, and y'all, this is the cool part. This is so cool. So I felt the thing kick on, because my body just starts tingling. Like I can physically feel that there's something in the atmosphere that is just like, I can't even explain it, but I just know it. Like you can feel when that x-ray comes on, you know? So I'm laying down right here. And again, the cool part, there's a monitor, a TV monitor that is right here, to the right of my head, but visible to the nurse and the doctor. And you know me, I'm gonna break my neck just so I can see what's going on and figure out, because I want to know what's up with my hand. So I'm watching them, and it is an x-ray of my body. Like it is like I can see the x-ray that's happening. I can see my bones, and which was the cool part. So he proceeds to tell the doctor, oh, take some still shots there, and elevate his hand a little bit more. And so they finally get to the spot where we want to do the MRI. And I'm watching this, y'all, and I'm asking the doctors a bunch of questions. I know they're getting annoyed because I'm just like, no, doctor, precisely, perhaps if such and such and such and such, and you know, because I'm very inquisitive and I want to know information. That's just who I am, and I can't change that. Like so after he got annoyed and stuff, and I'm just laying down right here, they bring out this big old needle, and they're just like, actually before that, take that back. They didn't even needle, y'all, I'm not even finishing my hair, but I'm still telling y'all this. They didn't get to the needle part, but they went and they taped up the area where they were going to be injecting and stuff. They like put some tape around it, that part, and then they said, we are going to be bringing you the numbing injection, or whatever it was called. But I was just like, yeah, I'm ready. And they were like, oh, it's gonna feel like a little bee sting, and it's gonna burn a little bit and get hot and stuff. And I was just like, ha 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 ha, it shall tickle. I legit said that to them. Like I did. And so I'm still laying down. I brace myself for the injection. I take a big breath. I always take a big breath whenever I'm getting injected with needles, because I usually do. I love giving blood, and I wanted to be a nurse. So I just love that aspect about healthcare and things like that. So I'm enjoying and loving this needle that's about to come into my vein. No, I'm lying. I'm talking about something else. About to come into my right wrist. And so it enters, and I feel the burn, I feel the pain, and they're like, all right, we're gonna inject it another time. And so it was like 2 injections, or it was, we're gonna move the needle around. That's what it was. We're gonna move the needle to a different area to inject it again. And I was just like, all right, cool, I'm ready for that. And I feel it moving around, but it didn't bother me as much. Like it was your regular scrape. You know, outside playing basketball, getting slapped in the hand or something, getting a foul. You know, like it was nothing big. Like it didn't hurt at all. And I felt the numbing. I was just like, whoa, because this is how I knew it. They asked me, okay, how are you doing? And how are you doing, Elijah? And I was just like, whoa, I'm doing good, but whoa, that numbing works so fast. Like I can feel it. And they're like, oh yeah, no, it does tend to work pretty fast. And I was just like, yo, oh, that is so cool. Another doctor comes in, and he introduces himself to me, and that's who I was mainly asking all of my questions, because he was obviously a higher doctor than everyone that was in the room, because the doctor that was doing the procedure on my hand continued to refer to him and ask questions. Oh, you see this here? You see this here? And he's just like, yeah, I would go in right there, and I would put a little bit more. So sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So then after the numbing, he says, we're taking the numbing out, but little did I know, they left the needle in my arm. And that was how they connected the needle into the dye that they were using to put into my hand, so that they could get the pictures of the tendons or the muscles that we were trying to see. So they go and they put, like, I'm watching this. I didn't see that part. In fact, I was too busy looking at the X-ray screen that was right here at the monitor. But he took a tube and put it on top of the needle, and that's where the dye was, and the tube was connected to the dye. And I don't know how he, injected it in there, but I know just the tube. And I watched as I was watching just the X-ray screen, and I keep pointing here because that's where the monitor was, and I was breaking my neck to turn to the right. So I watched as liquid, like it showed up on the X-ray, and the doctor told me, he was just like, all right, you're gonna feel it's gonna get full, you're gonna feel it's gonna start getting full in your hand and stuff like that. And I'm watching the dye go, like, it was just blue on the X-ray, and it just started kind of dispersing here, and then it like went like right in here. And they were like, all right, turn the needle or pull his thumb, turn his hand this way. And I turned my hand this way and stuff, and then when we went back, like, the dye was, it just started like filling, and they were just like, you're gonna feel full. And I was just like, and I did, like, it was almost like my hand was expanding from the inside, and I was feeling it, especially in my thumb. My thumb started to get a little bulge and, like, just blow up like a balloon. Like, have you ever had a swollen thumb, a swollen finger or something, when you jam it and it just is filled with like liquid? That's exactly how it felt. And but like, it was amazing for me. Okay, I need to finish this. And I'm feeling this dye, or I forget what they used. It was a proper term for it, but I'm feeling it like just expand in my hand. And they're like, all right, well, you're done. Like 2 minutes after that, they go, let's take off the tape. Let's, wash this off, put you a Band-Aid on, and send you to imaging send you to the MRI imaging. I'm like, yo, first off, this machine is so cool. The fact that I'm watching and I can see my X-ray, I can see my wrist and the things like that, just show up just right so close to me. I did not know, like, technology had advanced that much. Like, when you get X-rays, they always take you to the room and they go beep, and then you come back out and then you can see it. But I did not know that they are able and willing, they are able to see it right then and there, and anything that needs to be seen, they can see it like that. So here comes the kind of good part, and I'm almost done with my story and haven't even finished my hair, not even close. I got like two strands of, and so then the nurse takes me to MRI imagery and tells me to sit down, wait for somebody to come help me. I'm not disclosing names in this video, but I do remember probably all, in fact, I remember every single doctor and nurse's name that told me, just because I'm a people person, and I love individuality and what makes someone you. So I'm waiting on a doctor to come in, get back on my switch again for the MRI. And this doctor, he comes in and he says, all right, I just want to go ahead and give you a disclaimer, let you know this and this is about to go down. And listen, it's an uncomfortable position, but the longer or the more you move, the longer it takes for us to be done. because if you move, then we have to start the entire sequence over again. So we're filming there, or we're photographing just certain sections, but if you certain sections and certain sequences, and if your body moves, then the whole sequence is messed up, so we have to redo the entire sequence. So a 20-minute procedure, if you move, extends all the way to 40 minutes if you mess up. So I'm like, okay, being still is my weakness, and I'm like, oh crap. And he goes, so we're about to go ahead and do the procedure. Do you need to use the bathroom? And I'm just like, no. Yeah, actually no. Like, I don't need to use the bathroom, but can I just use the bathroom, because this is making me a little bit nervous, and just thinking about the bathroom is kind of making me want to use the bathroom. So I'll just go ahead and use the bathroom. I use the bathroom, and then I come back, and when I come back, that's when my nerves are like, they're just like almost like pounding, because as I was using the bathroom, I'm just like, you got this, bro. This is easy. No worries. But it became reality as soon as I walked right back in through those double doors for that MRI. And I met the other little nurse lady who was a sweetheart, and she was actually positioning my body and my arm and things like that so that I can take this MRI. So I walk into this room. They double check and make sure that I don't have any type of metals on me, any type of metal inside. And there was another significant thing that she asked me, and I was just like, wait, that's kind of weird to ask, but I forgot what it was. But it was along the lines of her explaining to me what metal does to the machine and things like that. So I walk into this MRI room, and I see the MRI tube. That's all I can call it. It looked just like it does in the movies. It was a small tube, it was probably like this big, like, as in, that's how big it was going all the way down. It was probably, I would say 6 to 7 feet long, in length. But I'm not going to give you all the circumference and the diameter and things like that of it, but let's just say it was tight. It was a tight, cramped space, and my nerves started kicking in. So what they made me do, and this is the part that kind of just like, it was just difficult. Let me just put it to you like this. It was difficult. I had to sit like this first, but it was more like laying. And she made me put my wrist all the way out here like this, elevated on top of this thing. And there was this circular thing that held my wrist. I don't even know what it was. It was plastic. And so I had my wrist elevated a little bit like this. But little did I know, she was asking me if I was comfortable, and I said, yeah, I'm perfectly fine, I'm perfectly comfortable. But little did I know that this plastic part right here was digging into my skin. And I mean, I was okay at that point in time. But later, as I continue to tell you the story, you'll figure it out. But, so, hand elevated, they took towels, other like foam type things, to elevate and make sure I was in the right placement for the imagery. And I'm just sitting there, asked me if I'm good, and I was just like, yep, I'm fine. I put my other hand like this, I turned my face to the right, and I saw the tube, and I saw how small it was, and I said, boy, close your eyes. Close your eyes. You ain't about to freak out right now, because I was starting to freak out. y'all, I am not claustrophobic. Like, I'm really not. But thinking about it, you have to understand, thinking about being claustrophobic, if you are or not, makes me claustrophobic. So I'm laying down and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. Oh my crap, I'm about to go in this tube and I won't be able to move for 20 minutes straight. I cannot move for 20 minutes straight. I do not like the thought of that. Like, legit, I really don't. That's crazy. Me not moving for 20 minutes, don't do that to me. So, laying down. And then they say, all right, you ready? We're about to do this. They give me this thing. I take that back. My hand was not right here. My hand was back here because they gave me this plastic little, I don't know, but I don't know what it was because I never got a good look at it because it was all the way right here. So they said, squeeze this if you can't go on. Gave me earplugs. Earplugs was the first thing that they gave me, and I apologize that I'm missing stuff in my story. My story has holes in it. So they gave me earplugs, and I put those earplugs in, and that's when we began the procedure. So she tells me, you know, the machine's gonna get loud. Kick my legs up. So they had like this little bar thing, and they put a towel or a pillow or something, so my legs are just chilling out here like this. So I'm dangling in this weird, awkward, one-arm Superman position with my arm flying back behind here like so. You got me now? You see, you got me. You got me now. So I'm like this, elevated hand right here like this, head down here, telling myself, don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move, go to sleep, don't move, don't open up your eyes. I feel this thing go like this and move my behind. My eyes is closed, dead to the world. I could not, if I knew that I was in that tube, I knew I would freak out. Like I knew it for a fact. So I told myself, relax, just breathe, don't. First minute in that place, this thing kicks on. Instantly, I want to die laughing because it was so funny. Like, it made just the like, it was hilarious. I can't even explain why I was so tickled by that moment, but I wanted to bust out laughing. But I was just like, don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move. And I like turned and I started to like try to doze off. And I almost was there until I felt this plastic pinching against my arm, my arm. And so I'm just like, oh, this is painful. This is like, I got this. It's only 20 minutes of this. You are a man. You are a man. You can do this. Push through. Toughen up, brother. You can't endure 20 minutes of this, then how can you be tortured? Sorry, I just have a secret longing for enduring torture. For some reason, I feel like I'm man enough and I can get somebody, I think somebody can pull off my fingernails and I'll laugh it off. Sometimes. Don't nobody find me and kidnap me and do all that, alright? I'm just letting people know that's where I think that I can endure anything. Okay, so a minute in and now this thing is pinching on me and I'm just like, you got this. You can push through, you can push through. And I'm fine. Like, and for real, that's legit how it was, but in a deeper tone, and it kept going. But it was soothing, so I was actually about to sleep right through it. There was only that pinching thing that was on my forearm that really just made it super duper uncomfortable. after minute like 5, I'd probably say I probably lasted at least 10 minutes in there, because I'm sure we got like 2 or 3 sequences done. And I go, I cannot bear this anymore. Like, I tried to talk to yell at them, and I knew they couldn't hear me. So I went and I squeezed and I pushed on that thing, and they're like, "Hang on, we're coming in. We're gonna hang on 1 second." And I was just like, "I just need to move. I just need." And they were just like, "We're coming in a second. We're coming in a second." So after a minute, I felt the thing pull out, and then the sweet little lady came, and she was already lifting up my arm by the time like I got out of the tube, and she's just like, "Oh," I was just like, I just need to move my arm. Like, there's something, like, I just feel like it. Is there a possibility I could just turn my arm? It's pinching right here." And she explained to me. She was like, "Well, if we move your arm, then we have to kind of start all the pictures all the way over again, because we've already had some pictures with that placement there." And I'm just like, Grant. And I go, "Okay, well, thank you. I guess I could suck it up." And she was like, "Yeah, I'm so sorry. That's what we were explaining to you from the beginning. Like, the longer it is, the longer that it takes, the more uncomfortable it is." And I was just like, "All right, I got this. Put me back in, Shelly." Her name's not Shelly, but I'll say that. I didn't say that at all. But I was like, "All right, man, I can do it. I can do it." She was like, "You got it?" And I was like, "I can do it. I can do it." So they go and they put me back in. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie. I closed my eyes and I opened them up a little bit, just enough to see just this side of the wall, knowing that I'm enclosed in. Like, I was just like, do not freak out. I instantly closed my eyes and started, like, I was trying my hardest to just daydream about the YouTube videos that I need to edit and make. And when I tell you I could not formulate a thought, I was just, "You're in a tube, you're in a tube, you're in a tube, you're in a tube, you're in a tube." That junk was so excruciating mentally. I'm just like, "Okay, stop freaking out. You're in a tube, but you're in a tube, but you're in a tube." Oh, it was crazy. 15 minutes later, "You're done." Yeah, they pull me out, and I'm just like, "Y'all, I am so sorry. Did I move?" They were like, "Yeah, you kind of started moving at the last 2, but we got 3 good ones. That's why we did the first ones first, you know, and but hopefully we'll have some good imagery." And I'm just like, "Well, I can go back in there. I can get some good. I can finish it out. Like, please, like." But she was too busy, like, already folded up the blankets and stuff. She was like, "Nah, boy, you done wasted our time too much." This is what I was thinking. But so when I was saying, like, during the MRI, I didn't necessarily feel any of like the same pressure type of things. I wouldn't say it was pressure. It was just a sensation, like, not a sensational, but it was a I can't even explain it, but you know, like when you feel your senses tingling, like maybe like a spider sense or a human sense, I should say. Have you ever plugged in your phone into the wall and felt the electricity like surging through, and it just like pulsates and kind of trickles into your hand? That right there, that is the feeling. And I didn't feel that in the MRI, but I felt it during the x-ray. Maybe because I was freaking out during the MRI too much. But we get done with the MRI, and we're talking, I'm talking to the nurse actually, and he's just explaining to me about the MRI and talking to me about flipping and things like that, and to be honest, like, that was the end of the experience. I wanted to bring up one more thing about the experience because it was just a little baffling for me. So I'm getting in the car, and I start the car and everything, and I'm just sitting in the parking lot, and I drive off just a little bit. And as I'm driving off, I feel the sun's rays and the warmth, because it's summertime. And it feels great. It feels really good. But then all of a sudden, like, I feel pressure on this part of my face, this upper side, and then this lower side right here. Just like, so almost like it's a mask. And it's just right here around this area. And I feel pressure, feel the tension. I feel, not that it's pulsating, but I feel it like almost as if it's expanding. And I'm like, okay, I don't know if this is supposed to happen. This is a little weird, but I can feel it. I can feel it. Is this how I get my powers? Instantly is what I thought. From an MRI machine, that's how I became the superhero known as E.T. Okay, but that's the only like weird side effect that I received from it. My hand was sore. They told me not to think that my hand was better because of it being numb, so it's not 100%. We're just putting numbing cream, so it's gonna feel better, but only because we numbed it. And but so like it was sore actually, believe it or not, after the numbing as I was driving home. I found out that I am slightly claustrophobic. Is pretty much a roundabout way of what happened, of learning new things about myself. And would I ever get an MRI again? If I have to, but that's not the first thing that I'm gonna do. I'd rather not. I would rather never ever go into another tube again, unless some unfortunate, unforeseen event happened to where I need to. But yeah, MRIs aren't for me. I'm glad that the doctors gave me an MRI, and I do hope that we get this wrist fixed, because I want to get back to doing flippy flips and handstands and things like that and working out. Okay, so if this is my outro, then thank y'all so much for watching, and tell me how many MRIs you've had, or if you enjoy MRIs, if they freak you out. Like, comment down below. I want to know your MRI experiences, because I got one for the first time, and I want to know if what's the norm for MRIs, because unfortunately I know some people that tend to have to get them, frequently, from health illnesses and things like that. So please let me know. I want to know your experiences and the information that you have on MRIs. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to love yourself first. Love others, and y'all already know. I love y'all. Later. Ouch, ouch. Yeah, we're back. Crazy boy back. And I want to show y'all. Look at my hairball. Literally, this is a hairball. That's all the hair that I took from this. Hairball. Ew, that saliva looks gross. Hairball.